Well, welcome to another adventure. I'm at Killarney Provincial Park in Ontario. Tim Foley is joining me, and so is Mr. Baxter.
Hello! What's going on? Where'd you take me this time? I'm afraid. Come rescue me! Come rescue me, please!
You can't take him anywhere, I tell you. All right, we're going off and camping in a hot tent in Killarney Park. Awesome. He does it every time, ever since I got this tank. Look, that is your axe.
They're light. They're light.
You put other things in there too.
All light things.
Every trip he does that. Puts stuff in my tank and I have to haul it. Look, see? Look at that. All right, we're heading down the trail, getting ourselves a front country campsite. And it's kind of cool. If we're lucky, we'll get the one. Oh, lucky, there's no one else camping here, so we're going to get it. But it's the same one that Crickets Made Me Nervous film was filmed. That one.
This film will be called Kevin Callan Makes Me Nervous.
That's a nice jacket.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is my Métis branded jacket from Winnipeg.
Nice.
Wow.
Andy's out fashioning both of us so far.
He is.
By a mile.
I got rubber boots on.
So, if you guys don't know, Killarney is open all year round. Great time in the spring, lovely time in the summer, fantastic time in the fall, beautiful in the winter. Yeah, so we're going to just choose a site, one of my favorite sites in the park. One great thing about camping in Killarney in the winter, it's not crowded, which is nice. So they have yurts, they have cabins, but we're hot tenting it. Some people cold tent as well, but yeah. Anyway, we're hauling in. There's a hill coming up, Andy. Killarney's hilly. Oh. So there's a reason why I'm winter camping at Killarney Provincial Park with Tim and Andy. I asked them to join me. Yeah, there's a lot more people winter camping, and especially front country camping in Ontario parks, which I think is fantastic. But I was told that there's some issues with camp etiquette, and I've seen that myself. So just a short little clip, I'm going to show you what some of the etiquette rules are, because some people just don't know, right? If you've never gone winter camping before, you wouldn't know. Good old Tim is getting the site ready for us with snowshoes. The snow's deep this year. So, choosing a site. Well, you have to choose a front country site, a numbered site with a permit. So I put my permit on here. I think this is campsite 75. And we're putting the tent on the tent pad where the tent goes in the summertime. And we brought a hot tent. And there's a bunch of other things I'm going to go over. But I figure if I keep talking like this, Tim's going to have everything all ready for me. Anyway, yeah. So, number one, camp etiquette for front country winter camping in Killarney Provincial Park or any other front country provincial park. Camp at a designated site in the front country, and put your permit on the board. Right. How's it going? Good. Tim, what you doing, Tim?
I'm setting up this chimney support because we're in a provincial park. I mean, normally if we were in backcountry or crown land, we could cut a couple branches to support our pipe stack, because you do want to support the pipe stack. You should not just rely on the stovepipe ring to do that. It's not made to support the pipe stack. So here I have a Boreal Outdoor Innovation chimney support. This is actually Andy's. He brought it. So we're going to give this a go to support our pipe stack when camping in the front country.
Cool. That's cool. And Andy's still looking good in his outfit.
We might need to adjust that.
Okay, so one other thing I wanted to cover on this little video is when you go to a provincial park, you actually you have to use their wood. You can't bring wood from a different source, except if it's a local source. So we're gonna get some wood from here, and we're gonna get some wood from downtown, and that's legit. That's legal. Why they don't want you to bring in your own wood from different sources is the beetle. What's the beetle called, Andy?
It's the
Ash borer?
emerald ash borer.
Emerald ash borer, yeah. So they don't want you to bring it in. So, and that's a rule. It's also a rule for a good reason, because we don't want all these trees dying off because of that beetle. All right. So yeah, park wood and local wood sourced locally. Right, Andy?
Do it right.
Right. So the park provides pulks for you to bring your gear in and pick up some wood at the front gate. So we're just doing a second trip in with some wood. Right. Well, they are. I'm filming. Well, here's another winter camp etiquette. That's not really written down anywhere, I think. It's just common sense. So the park lets you borrow toboggans or pulks to haul in wood, which we just did to get more wood. And then we're taking them right back so someone else can use them. So don't just let them hang around your campsite hoping that someone else will come pick them up for you. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, we're going back. Take the pulks back for someone else because we're nice campers. We're ethical campers. That too. What?
Caution. I think that means no taking a bath in these. Is that what that symbol means?
No, I think you
No
can't
swimming?
ride. You
Oh,
can't ride
no
on it.
riding.
No, it's a bathtub. You can't use it as a bathtub. You're right.
Risk of serious injury of death if you bathe in this container. Okay.
So another point of etiquette for winter camping in front country, and I think maybe backcountry in Ontario parks. So yeah, a lot of hot tenters will cut green boughs, especially balsam, for the floor of their tent. Yeah, well, I just saw a stick go flying across my head. You can't cut green boughs in the front country, and I don't think you can cut green boughs in the backcountry too in Ontario parks. So what I do is I bring the floor. I wouldn't bring a tarp. A tarp is really slippery. I bring this. It's a tarp, but it's a tarp that truckers use to put over their load, and it's kind of a rubber material, and it's a lot better. A little heavier, to be quite honest, but or you can get those puzzle foamies. I've seen people put those in, but yeah, don't cut green boughs around your front country site for your floor, because that's not proper. Don't do that. Right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Sun's going to set soon. Better hurry up. So the outhouses are open for the winter. The heated washrooms are not. I know Mew Lake has heated washrooms, but Killarney doesn't. That's fine. And when you're doing your dishes and you have grey water, that's where it goes, down the outhouse, not out the side of your tent. Okay? Got that? Grey water down the outhouse hole. Well, I thought I'd touch on some safety tips while I'm out here in Killarney. And yeah, because if you've never been before, you might want to know some safety tips. So I think the real dangers of hot tenting, the stove. So, you know, when you get up, tell everybody, I'm getting up now. Just don't get up and put your hand on the stove, okay? I know that sounds silly, but I think that's the #1 injury that I've seen of all the other things that people think would go wrong. It's putting your hand on the stove or falling on the stove. Because it's hot, okay? So just watch it. And make sure it's level. And we put wood underneath to keep it level because the snow is sinking, obviously, because it's warm. And while it's sinking, we've kept it level throughout. So that's okay. Safety tips too, like when you're in here at bed at night, make sure you have a safety kit outside of the tent, like an extra bivvy, maybe even an extra sleep bag if you want, but a bivvy might be good. matches, first aid kit, warm clothes, because if this ever did ignite, which I don't think it will, but if it ever did ignite, you could at least get out. And what I do, I don't have it with me, but I do have is a neck knife on me while I'm sleeping, so I could, in theory, cut myself out of the canvas tent to get out. This will not burn like at night. It has fire retardant embedded in the canvas, so it will smolder. But if it ever did burn down, you'll need something outside of the tent to get through the night. The other that is a huge debatable thing, and you know, it's pretty simple. It's not going to happen, but a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go because of carbon monoxide poisoning. And in theory, yeah, this is going at night. It burns down to coals. The wind goes down the chimney over the coals, creating carbon monoxide poisoning, and then that's not good for you. Canvas is breathable, okay? We have two vent pulls, or we have vent pulls right up top. We leave the zipper of the front door open a bit to keep ventilation. I don't know of anything in history that shows that anybody has ever died of carbon monoxide poisoning through hot tenting in a canvas tent, okay? Maybe other tents, I don't know about that, but the canvas tents, they're breathable. Bring a carbon monoxide poison detector with alkaline batteries, because it's going to be cold, if that concerns you, and then you'd be fine. First aid kit, know how to use it. Dress warm. I'll show you later when we get to bed, the good sleeping system to keep warm. Good layering of clothing. I love wool. Merino wool is actually a brand of wool. Wool Power is a really good brand or a good product of mine. And the reason why I like wool is you layer it up, and if you do sweat a little bit, like today on the ridge, I was sweating a bit. That sweat was leaving my body and getting into the wool, and then when I stopped, I shook off the crystals off the sweater, and it removed the moisture. What else? Other things, yeah, watch the axe, okay? Axe injuries are very brutal, so make sure you know how to use an axe. And when we start chopping wood, we'll show you the proper way to chop wood to be safe. And I don't know, Tim's here in the tent with me. What else am I missing? It's really hot.
I don't know.
No?
Not off the top of my head. I have to refer to the list.
Okay. So warm clothing, sleeping system. Yeah. There's other things that could happen to you. Like today we wore sunglasses because it was really sunny. So you can get snow blind off the snow. You have to watch that. It's like sandpaper going across your eyeballs. Mm-hmm. Hypothermia usually happens in the shoulder season when it's damp and not so cold. But today it was just cold, so we just layered up and we're fine.
Maybe keeping on top of hydration.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because people think it's basically it's like a desert out here, right? It's really, really dry, and you think because you're out in the winter with all the snow around and cold that you don't have to drink a lot of water, but you do. I found that out today at the end of the trip. I just needed water big time. I should have kept the water up, but yeah, yeah, dehydration, and don't be afraid of winter. Be quite honest, it was a glorious the last 2 days. We still got a couple more days, and really enjoying ourselves. A lot of work though, a lot of work. Gotta say, I've done solo winter camping, a lot of work. So it's good to actually have some good friends join me on this trip. Yeah. All right. If I think of something else, I'll show you the sleeping system when we go to bed and the shopping. But just want to touch on those things because a lot of people think you're crazy. I'm not going to go winter camping. It's not safe. Beg to differ. All right, Tim. Don't mind me. I'm filming the sleeping system here. Yeah. So we got a mat down on the ground. Rubbery tarp.
Yeah, I brought. You know what you can use too is a yoga mat. That works good.
Oh yeah.
I brought this Savada mat, but a yoga mat's good, just for like waterproof. And then insulated air mat. And a sleeping bag.
Yeah. Now some people say that the yoga mat maybe should go on top of the air mat.
What?
Yeah, they say it insulates you more underneath and reflects more heat towards you by doing that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty whack to me. And then your air mat gets all wet and stuff. The whole point for me of the yoga mat is like a waterproofing, just so, you know, like with the stove, like we're down to dirt here, right? Keeps that from the bottom of this. Or you guys use a tarp, like that works good. Just something to waterproof so you don't get all sloppy and wet on your mat.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And you're cozy last night?
Oh, I don't want to get out of here yet.
I'll put the coffee on.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Show us how to cut wood safely.
Have you got a first aid kit? All right, well, I don't profess to be an expert, but I do try and be safe. And a couple of things you can do. One is to not actually swing the axe, but to use it as a wedge with another piece of wood and knock it in like a so. Remember, I said I'm not an expert. Oh, that time it worked.
And what's the other method?
Well, the other method is basically to minimize the risk of a swing of your cutting implement and it ending up in your leg or your foot. And that is to kneel down, get down low, and so that the follow through will be into the ground, not into your body. So at least that's what the books told me. There's this lovely book by Kevin something or other, explains it all. See, follow through, nick the ground, but not my leg. So we live again.
Excellent. Now, can you chop more? It's a little bit cold out now.
Oh, more. More wood.
Yeah. Time of year to go. We're going to the end of February now, and you can feel it that March is coming. The chickadees are doing their territorial call. Pilot woodpecker was doing that as well today. And the hours of sunlight are longer. The sun's not really setting until 6:30ish or even more, so that's incredible. Gives you more time to be outside in the outdoors. I prefer this time of the winter. I find in December, it's great, but you haven't climatized yet to the cold. And now, it's been cold winter, so we're used to dealing with those elements. And I think that's a good reason. It's also because there's so many things going on in the bush. The animals know that spring's going to be here soon, so it's kind of neat to experience that. Anyway, it's always a good time. Doesn't matter if it's summer, spring, fall, winter, shoulder season, whatever. But yeah, mid-February up to March break, at Killarney is an amazing place. Yeah. You hear that? Just the wind and a few birds. Wow. Yeah. And but tell the true story about the chickadees. They really did attack us. Did you see that?
I think attack is too strong of a word. I think they were hoping we had something to give them. They're too smart. If they don't. Oh. But because we're in a provincial park and we are ethical campers, you're not to feed the wildlife, no matter how cute and adorable they are. And we did not. But they were, just checking out if we had something for them. And I did sense that the one that pecked you, he pecked your nail first. So I think he was just hoping there's something there. But then I did feel like when he pecked your finger, that was like, screw you then.
No.
Hey, hey.
Num num num. Num num num.
Hey, ow!
I do feel like there was some frustration.
I seriously, look.
I think there was some
you don't see it, but
frustration.
look, my finger is swollen. It's red.
Kevin, it was a chickadee.
No, it was
literally this
Look
big.
at, no, seriously.
They're this big.
It attacked me.
Oh,
What's going on? What's happening?
it's time to dump the remaining ashes out of the stove. And in a place like this, front country campground, or put it into an existing fire ring, so that kind of contains it there. And then when we got her dumped, we'll put some water on top of that to boot.
Sounds good. Lots of ashes?
I'm afraid. It looks like looking into hell. There's lots of glowing embers. Okay, if I don't come back, make sure you feed my turtle.
So we're just going over the site we're leaving and just making sure it's all tidy and no garbage left. And yeah, and there isn't. We're hauling it all out. They put it in my tank again, everything. You notice that, Mr. Baxter?
What? My brain's frozen.
So yeah, just to go over the winter camping front country camp etiquette. Don't cut boughs for your bed. Bring your bed or your floor, not your bed, your floor. Dispose of your gray water in the outhouse, not the snow beside your tent. Don't cut green limbs or even take dead limbs to hold up your pipe stove or stake your tent down. Bring all that stuff with you. Make sure the campsite is all tidy before you leave. Clean it all up, and yeah, and also make sure you put your ashes in the fire pit before you go.